Yuri manga.
Yuri manga.
You know what this is? Fucking good. Okay, I read a lot of Yuri manga. I don't know why I read a lot of Yuri manga. That's not good. That's not good. Yuri manga is just lesbian manga. Intro. Average YouTuber intro. Yeah. Number one, my girlfriend's not here today. This is going to be the only one that I haven't read all the way through. So essentially, this one's about NTR. Do you need anything more? Do you need me to explain why I dislike NTR? So this one's about a girl and she's got a girlfriend. She's really happy with her girlfriend. But then another girl comes along and she's also very hot and very cool and very sexy. And the main girl is not happy because her girlfriend has a life and is part of the netball team and, you know, is caring for her, and so she decides to cheat on her with this random girl she found because she's not giving her enough time, i.e. she has a life. Okay, yeah. I don't really like this one. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. NTR. I don't like NTR. Frankly, I don't like the glorification of something that makes a lot of people feel really shit. Makes some people, you know, want to die. I don't like the glorification of that. Number two, bondage play. What? Are you expecting me to continue? That's the title of what do you want me to even say? Oh, it's bondage play. It's about bondage. Like what do you want? Like, okay, bondage isn't inherently bad, I guess, but the problem is that it's on her dad. And then the other girl who she gets to with has like a dog fetish. Wait, look, I promise these will get better. Okay, I promise. Kyukara Mirai. All right, this one was just kind of stupid. I'd like to explain to you haname, or as I like to call it, anti, because it's funny. See, haname or anti is the idea of hentai anime. It's pretty self-explanatory. Some very cool examples of this may be Why You Here Sensei or Interspecies Reviewers. Two really good anime if you haven't checked them out. This one is also a haname, but I feel like with haname, you need to strike a good balance between anime and hentai. See, plot is good, but add too much hentai, and it just becomes hentai. Strange how that happens. If you're at an 80 to 20% ratio of hentai to anime, it's not very good, I find. I find the perfect mix is about 60 to 40 or 50-50. That's easy to sweet spot. Unfortunately, Kyukara Mirai, it's about, 70-30. It's not very good. Way too much emphasis on the sexual shit and not enough emphasis on the story. You got these two girls, one of them's in love with the other one. Man, I don't know. It just wasn't that good. 15 Sai. It's got a Japanese name, but fuck me if I'm gonna pronounce that. I don't know. Look, okay, if you're into cousin shit, if you're into older people to younger people shit, go ahead, that's cool and all, but this one felt really weird, felt really floaty. Stuff just didn't quite make sense. This one in particular wasn't that great. Yuri Love Slave. Again, a fantastic title for a fantastic manga. 4 out of 10. This one just, like, the title really sums it up. Okay, so what happens in Yuri Love Slave? I'm glad you asked. This one's about a girl who catches her class president buying Yuri hentai. So essentially just whoever's reading this, they catch you buying that. And then they use it as blackmail. Yes! Blackmail! I love blackmail! Yeah, I don't... no, I'm good. Alright, I'd like to explain something to you. Surrealist media. Surrealist media is probably my favorite type of media out there. It's my favorite genre because I'm weird. I'm just weird. Most people like comedy because it makes them laugh. Most people like rom-coms because it makes them laugh and it makes them feel like happy, romantic, and love. I like surrealist media because it makes me feel something I cannot explain. It's like a comedy to me. See, surrealist media is something that you understand. It's something that you know. Slightly different. Some famous examples of this would be Space Ghost Coast to Coast, Aqua Teen Hunger Force. But in my opinion, another thing that fits into this category of surrealist media is hentai, or just well, you know, adult media in general, but hentai specifically, or anime hentai. The reason why is because surrealist media is very difficult to get right. It's a very thin thread that you must tread so perfectly. Go too far surreal, and it turns into parody. Don't do surreal enough, and it's just underdeveloped media, and it's not that great. That's why there are so few examples, and why most of the examples are on the exact same network, because it takes a specific type of people or a specific type of person to really make a surrealist show. Which is why the best way to make a surrealist show is to not try to make one. People writing animes aren't trying to make surrealist media, but they do. It's the fact that they live in this world, which is completely the same as ours. It's like completely normal, but just sex everywhere. Like everyone is just sex. And it's just so funny to me. And I love it so much. Anyway, The Wolf in Love and Millie Philly is not quite surrealist. It tips too far on the left and it just doesn't really make sense. It's convoluted, it's confusing, the plot sort of goes everywhere. It feels like you should know what's going on, but they just don't explain it to you. So essentially, Little Red Riding Hood. It's one of those ones where they take an idea of a fairy tale, they take the story, they take the characters, and then they implement into a more modern setting. But not quite. It's just the themes and then the characters, but not the story elements, not the story beats. They're not in the woods, not the Little Red Riding Hood story, but an anime. So there's a Red Riding Hood, there are wolves, and there are wolves with scissors who killed the other wolves. Look, it doesn't really make much sense, and as much as I like to explain to you how it works and what's going on, I don't fucking know. Does anyone fucking know? Now, excuse me, but this one's got a very long Japanese name, and yeah, I'm not Japanese. Sabishi Sugiru Ona Sacho ga lesbian. I know that one. Fuzokuju ni byu de ochiru hanashi. I'm so sorry to anyone out there who's Japanese and got offended by that. I don't care though. This seems to be quite a prevalent theme in a lot of Yuri manga. It's the idea of someone in a higher position getting prostitutes. I don't know, it's weird. There's quite a few of them. And this one's no exception. This one was okay. I liked how the main character felt like a real person or felt like a human. Most anime fall into stereotypes, which makes characters feel really one note and really shallow, which sucks because that pretty much ruins the story for me when the characters fucking suck. So it's nice that these ones sort of have their own flaws. I like how the main character is competent in her work, but still deals with human emotions. Like, she's very capable at her job at being the boss, but she's also lonely and sad and horny as fuck. Hey, these characters are getting really, really relatable. Are you guys feeling that? I'm feeling that. Yeah, pretty simple what happens. A boss, prostitute, falls in love. Read the story if you want. I don't know. Who do you think I am? What do you think I'm doing right now? What would you do if you knew what people were thinking? If you knew people's emotions? I like this manga because it sort of reflected on how I feel a lot of the time when it comes to dealing with other people. I don't know like how people are feeling towards me. I don't know what people's opinions are of me. I don't know if people think the same way as me. And sometimes it's like you don't know what to do. What I like about this manga is despite the fact that she can see what people are thinking in terms of who they love, she still fucks it up and she still really struggles to actually use that in any way. Because just because you know how someone feels doesn't mean that that's the only fact. There's so much more going on in people and it's so difficult to understand. Anyway, the manga was only like a 6 out of 10. It wasn't that good. Yeah, try better next time, bro. Next time, make me have an existential crisis and then also make the plot like good, you know? Actually, the plot in this one was okay. I think it was just because it was a bit short and it wasn't like super deep. It wasn't like super deep. I just sort of took deepness out of it that wasn't planted there. Anyway, on another note, want to sell me your body? Is the title of this next manga. Not as horny as the title may seem, and not as horny as I may have seen before. Interesting premise, but it need more time to be polished to be good. The issue with this one is a little girl in her home. She's got a pretty okay life, and then her mom dies. Oh, rip. And then her dad skedaddles. Oh, rip. And then the debt collectors come, try to collect debt. Funny how they do that. Sometimes you wish, they'd do something else, but I guess they are debt collectors and everything. Turns out when the debt collector is a woman, she's got to pay like a couple thousand yen to her, so it's like, I'm going to live with you and you're going to take care of me. And then you know how it is. They fall in love. I don't need to explain this shit to you. You should be reading these along the way, by the way. If you're not reading every single one of these manga as soon as I say it, you're not a real fan. You're a real fan, right? You're a real fan of me? You're subscribed? You got your like button? You love me? You love me? I love you. I know who you are personally and I love you. Sexy in pink. I'm sexy in pink. That was a real photo of me. Anyways. This one was cute. It was very much more like a webtoon compared to a manga, but it was still good. I still enjoyed it. What I like about this one is it felt very much like it was someone's creation. Like I know every single manga is made by one person, but this one felt like it was made by one person, which also works to a detriment, unfortunately, because as with everything that's made by one person, there's some issues with the art style fluctuating between being good and sometimes just being bad. A Yuri story about a girl who insists it's impossible for two girls to get together, completely falling within 100 days. Well, that's the title. Wasn't that good. It was really weird. It felt a bit like sexual harassment. Do I even need to tell you what's going on? The story just wrapped it up for me perfectly. A girl in class, she does a little casual homophobia. I mean, hey, who hasn't, who isn't a little homophobia every now and again? And then one of the lesbians in the class who's apparently super rich, here's her. I have a proposition for you. Here's 1 million yen, and if I can convince you in 100 days that being lesbian is fucking epic, then I keep the money. But if you aren't convinced, then you keep the money. Pretty good deal, if I say so myself. 100 days of getting sexually assaulted and having to go to someone's house for 1 million yen. That sounds like just normal work to me. Hey, this one's relatable. Have you guys ever had your brother or sister get married and you fall in love with their wife or husband? I know I have. Pretty much every day at this point. Yeah, that's what this one's about. This love that won't reach. Despite the strange sort of back and forth title, it was whatever. I don't know. Sort of fine. I think the premise is a bit out there. The art is nice though. And I do like some of the characters. Yeah, if you can't tell, it's been a long time since I read this one. I can't be bothered rereading it. Look, this is gonna happen for a couple of them, but you just gotta deal with it. This is my video. This is my video. You can fucking kill yourself if you think that you can do it better than me, huh? Go on. Do something better than me. You can't. I'm the best. I'm Kit Kat. I'm the best. You can't beat me. I'm the best. Crescent Moon and Donuts. You know this one's good because I went to my manga store and they actually had this available. You can buy it. I was thinking of doing it and then it was expensive. It's like $15. I don't have $15, okay? I'm a little baby boy. I don't have a job or anything. This is my job. Feel free to donate to me, by the way. I've got a Patreon up. Patreon.com/fucking idiot, stupid fucking baby boy. Crescent Moon and Donuts was kind of fun. It's nice and cute. A classic workplace story about a girl who doesn't really feel like she fits in with the rest of her friend group. And then when she finds someone who does sort of fit in with and does sort of feel happy for, the other person also reciprocates those feelings. It's just a nice, fun, cute love story. Those are enjoyable. Sometimes I don't need drama. Toshita no Senpai. A classic supernatural story where the first chapter and then the next chapter she. Look, I'm a child, okay? I'm underage. I'm gonna get my video and entire channel age restricted at this rate. Some things are more important than a livelihood. Some things are more important than your dreams. Like Yuri manga and hentai. So now we're getting to the supernatural area. This isn't just supernatural, this is in the premises a bit out there. This is in the main character teleports back in time to meet her past love, who recently broke up and got cheated on or something. And so she spends her time trying to win the love of the girl she loved when she was younger, but then turns out that the younger version of herself, as well as herself, is fighting for the same love, and hijinks ensue. Give you an idea of what type of character this is? She meets her past love. He saves her from a motorcycle crash, and she kisses her. Yeah, she's not super subtle about what she's trying to get at, but meh. I think what you should look forward to with this manga is finishing it, then going to the author's page, and then reading their other manga, which is for free. No, that's the name of it. It's called I Won't Sleep With You for Free. It's fucking gold. I actually don't have it on this list because I read it after I made this script or started working on this video. I can full-heartedly recommend it if you're into, well, you know, it's pretty good. Be fair though, it's not anime, it's just hentai. I mean, it's like 90-10 hentai to normal. It's still pretty good. Good shit. Good shit. Asago Takashi-san. Look, I'm just fucking confused at this point. Okay, I'm not going to review the manga. This video is already falling apart as it is. I'm just confused. So, okay, so this one is about a runner girl. She's an athletic girl and a girl who's into flowers and she's in the flower club and fucking whatever. She's a gardener or something. That doesn't matter. What's important about this is the same mangaka wrote a story earlier on called Yamada Takashi-san about an athletic girl who is into sports and a girl who likes gardening and flowers and shit and is in the flower club. What the fuck? Why did he do this? Oh no, this one about the girl and the flower and the athletic girl. This one's not good enough. This one's not good enough. Let me restart and write a whole nother one. I mean, is it like the same story? Because it's not, because they both start. Like, they both start and then continue. So why is it... Why? What is the purpose here? I need answers. What the fuck? Personally, after school, I like to just go home. Sometimes I go get some food. But for this couple, it's a little different. I think what my favorite things is when it's a little wholesome. Like, oh, I wish my hentai was just a little bit more wholesome. No, because wholesomeness is what people normally are in these types of situations where they fall in love. So it makes it more realistic. And if you haven't noticed by now, I actually quite like my realistic stories. The other ones are just feel a bit weird. This one was good though. After school, I enjoyed it when I read it. I haven't read it in a long time, but it was good. Cute girls doing cute things, but you know, cute girls doing sexy things. What was there not to like? And pretty self-explanatory. Two girls, after school, kiss, sex, whatever. You know we love it.
Even if it were just once after, I don't regret it.
You know this one's good because it's been a long time since I've read it, but I remember everything about it. People in power taking advantage. Not really though. I mean, you're overdue on your rent. Ah shit. Landlord comes. Bro, where's your rent? I know what we can do. I can sell you my body. And fucking fuck. Yeah! That's really what this one's about. You've seen it a million times, but you've loved it a million times, so why not do it again? Even if it was just once, I regret it, but even if I only read this manga once, I don't regret it, because I've read it twice. I wouldn't regret it even though I read it a million times, because I did quite enjoy this one. Short, but nice, and I do wish it was longer. That's really the only bad thing about it, which is probably the best criticism you can get, is I wish it was longer, because it means that everything you've done right now is good. Just more. Please, more. I want more. It's so good, I want more. Bright and cheery amnesia. Never heard of amnesia being bright and cheery, but hey, to each their own, I guess. Again, a nice wholesome one. That's just about a girl who got amnesia, comes back. Ah, you're my wife, it seems. And then sex ensues. But not really, that's the whole point. You were normally the one who's initiated the sex, so they can't really have sex because, well, you know, she's the one who initiated, but now she's forgotten everything and she doesn't remember. And then at the end, I can't hold a note to save my life. I favor the villainess. This one is definitely the most manga out of all of them. If any of these were gonna get an anime adaptation, this would be the one that would get it. It was good. I liked it. I favor the villainess. It was like reading any good manga there is. So the plot of this one's pretty simple. It's an isekai, because of course it is. Of course, the only normal manga on this one would be an isekai. She gets isekai into the game. Oh my god, the game. She's in the game. What's she gonna do? She falls in love with the villain, who's supposed to be this fucking like bitch, and she is a bitch at first. But how are you supposed to hate a bitch when you love her? I don't know, man. It was good. It was fine. It was whatever. The problem with very well-structured manga is they're just well structured. What I like about these Yuri mangas, they're obviously made by people who are just wanting to make a Yuri manga. They want to make something that's kind of cool, kind of fun, but they're not super experienced. So the roughness really shows. And sometimes that's bad, like in the lower ones on this list. Sometimes they're good. Sometimes it's fun to have something that's sort of rough around the edges because it's people's emotions coming through. That's the whole point of art, is to express creativity. It's to express how you feel. Put your emotions on a page, write them down, and show them to the world. So the rough edges, they don't need to be ironed out all the time. Sometimes it's better to show the flaws in your work because it just shows the flaws in yourself and it exposes yourself to an audience and exposes your feelings to an audience in a better way. What are we talking about again? Oh yeah, I favor the villainess. Yeah, no, it was good. It was whatever. Handsome Girl and Shelter Girl. Pretty self-explanatory in the title. I like the message about it doesn't matter what someone looks like. It doesn't matter what they are. You fall in love with someone because of how they act. You fall in love with someone because of their morals and really just how enjoyable they are to be around and how you feel about them in your life. I don't know if that's a sentiment shared by everyone, considering that genders and sexuality is a thing. Obviously, people who aren't gay or guys who aren't gay aren't going to fall in love with another guy. But I still think it's like, yeah, no, you should still sort of think of it in a similar way because you want this person to be a part of your life to a massive extent because of just how fun they are to be around. This one's similar way. She doesn't trick her into thinking that she's a boy. She just looks like a boy and she confesses and then they sort of a misunderstanding and then they start dating and then I'm actually a girl. Really? Does it matter? Who gives a shit? Does it, like, who cares? Oh, really? You don't care? Also, this one was made by Mochi Ole. This one was made by Mochi? What the fuck? This one was made by Mochi Ole? There's no way. I don't trust that shit. It's also melancholy. Megumin gave this an 8 out of 10. If you don't know who Megumin is, it's this dude who just shows up on every fucking Yuri manga. He's always there. He's there. He's just... It's a one-shot. Give it a read if you want. I mean, I thought it was pretty good. I don't know if I'd give it an 8 out of 10, but hey, Megumin's opinion is way more valid than mine. So, hey. If it's an 8 out of 10 to him, it's an 8 out of 10 to me. I just wish that it was a full series because it was pretty good and I wish there was more. I mean, no matter how you look at it, it was all that asshole's fault. Huh? I mean, he was two-timing you, right? I don't think I or anyone will laugh at you for that. I won't laugh at you. I won't tell anyone about what happened to you. I promise. Anyone would feel sad when the person they love says such horrible things to them. That's really all I have to say. That's all I can say because I don't actually remember this manga, but I do remember that it was pretty good. Check it out if you want to. An Enemy in Heat. I remember this one. This was one of the originals that I read. This was from a long time ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago that I read this one to begin with, and then it got a couple more updates, and then it got better. So, girl, very smart girl, fails her entrance exam to a big, high, prestigious college. Not because she sucked at it, but because she had to save an anemic girl on the side of the road in the snow. Yeah, I mean, that happens sometimes. I know that I've had to save an anemic girl in the snow every now and again. But yeah, she saves her. She's like, damn, I guess I missed my entrance exam, which I can't retake for some reason, and now I don't get to go to the college, so I'll just go to this random school in the middle of nowhere and reinvent myself. Dyed hair, no glasses, you know how it is. Oh, but turns out the girl who was like anemic or some shit is going there as well. What the fuck? Yeah, fall in love, classic love story. Yeah, sometimes I feel like I'm protecting myself into these people, wishing that I had a similar relationship that they do with other people into myself. But sometimes I feel like I'm pressuring myself into finding love when in reality I maybe don't even need that. And sometimes I feel like I don't. Be careful, Oni-san. Oh, good art, good characters, good drama. Everything is good. But why is she 10? Why is she 10 years old, man? That's not how puberty works. You can't just, you can't do that. Look, if you do read this one, just like pretend she's not 10. Just imagine that she's not 10, because that's really the only way you get through this. It's like, I hate it when this happens. It's the same thing with like fetish manga. It's like the art is always so good. Tadokura-san? I've been sort of riffing these so far, but I'm just gonna read out what I wrote after I finished reading this to you. Bro. Shit was so wholesome with a nice dash of horny. A nice start about falling in love with someone's personality rather than their looks, but also their looks. Then it went into a story about manga and war, and it was so good. And the last chapter was just the metaphorical and literal climax, the finale that had been building up the whole story. Oh my god, I love this shit! Yeah, I mean, needless to say, I quite enjoyed this one. Anokoro no ai hoshi.
I don't know why, but for some reason I didn't actually record like a thing for this. Yeah, but I essentially summed it up. It was cute, it was good, like whatever. It's your classic love story about two girls.
Good game, well played. Young ladies don't play funny games. Unrealistic as fuck, but hey man, if I didn't say it was not fun, it was fucking hype as shit. Does this count as a sports manga? It's an esports manga. It's my first ever esports manga. This doesn't go into the Yuri section. This goes into the fucking hype as fuck. It just happens to only be girl characters section. But it was still good. This is probably one of the higher recommendations on this list, because it's not necessarily like super horny. It's not necessarily Yuri. And if you read and enjoy manga, you could probably get into this one. Oh, this one. This one. Guilt is a really difficult emotion, because a lot of emotions are somewhat controllable or understandable. Anger, for instance, you know it's coming on. You know why it happened. You know what's going on. You do lose yourself a little bit, but still have somewhat control of yourself and the decisions you make. You bargain in your brain to decide whether or not it's worth to get angry, whether or not it's worth to calm down or to reconsider the situation, or whether sometimes it's better just to let everything go. Guilt isn't like that. It's almost like there's someone in our brain doing all the work for us when it comes to guilt. They've decided that what we did was wrong, and we can't stop that no matter how much we think about it. The only way to beat guilt is to come to terms with it, or to fall down to it. This manga hit me hard, and I don't say that lightly. Maybe it's because I have dealt with similar things, the feeling of guilt and feeling like you're not worthy of other people's respect, not worthy of other people's time. It's part of the reason why I upload on YouTube, because no one's obligated to watch my shit. No one's obligated to be a fan of mine, but I can just put it up here and people watch it. This manga starts with a girl writing essentially her suicide note, and then dropping it, and another girl finding it, and then the other girl stopping her. And it just hits hard. And it's not necessarily because I've gone through similar shit, but it just hits hard because it's very human. I've been talking a lot about realism. I'm talking a lot about making realistic and likable characters. This is probably the gold standard for that out of everything I've shown. This might be one of my highest, if not my highest, recommendation on this list. Now, to break the mood, there's weird voices coming from the room next door. Sex. Yep, enough with that sappy bullshit about wanting to kill yourself. Why talk about that when we can talk about funny things like sex and sex next door? Again, a classic in the world, a classic in the Yuri world. It's fun to read, it's fun to look at. Oh my god, it's fun to do other things as well, but oof. I feel like the title's pretty self-explanatory, which is something I've said quite a lot over this video, but this one specifically. There are weird voices coming from the room next door. In the story, guess what happens? There are weird voices coming from the room next door to where she lives. That's so weird. That's like, wow. I did not expect that from this one. I like it. I've read it a couple times, and every time I do, I like it. The only thing I don't like about it is how everyone seems to fall in love with the protagonist. But hey, it's a fucking Yuri sex manga. What else do I expect? That someone's not gonna fall in love with her? Yeah, sure, buddy. Unparalleled memory. Okay. I'm cheating. Okay, here's one of on the list, but it's sort of an honorable mention because it's not Yuri manga. And look, listen. I have no excuse, okay? It's good. That's all I wanted. I put it on here because it's good. The reason why I think this one's good is because if I ever become a famous director. This is gonna be a movie. I make a movie out of this. I'm making a movie out of this script. This shit is so funny. It's like the characters are so emotive. They're so fun to watch. It's like sitting down with a group of friends and just riffing for an hour, because that shit is funny as fuck. I just really like this manga. I like the energy it produces. I like the characters. It's as simple as she gets gender bent, or, well, he gets gender bent, I guess. I don't know how do you deal with this. She gets gender bent, he gets gender bent. His friends are funny as fuck. He's funny as fuck. Everyone's funny as fuck. I love this manga. Sorry, but I'm not Yuri. I'm Mochi Ole Classic. Sorry, I'm not Yuri. It's fucking amazing. And I know I just said that the other one was fucking amazing, but we're in the 10 out of 10 section, man. This shit is all fucking amazing. Sorry, but I'm not Yuri. It's funny as fuck. I love it. I love how every character is just the worst person you'll ever meet. I love how it's like sex. Like, oh my god. It's funny though. The main character is annoying as fuck, but also funny as fuck. I love this shit. Her best friend is just the worst. She's just like, everyone falls in love with her, but because that's funny, the whole time she's denying that she's not lesbian. That's the whole point of that's the whole point of the title. Sorry, I'm not lesbian. She's like, uses a love potion, try and make her teacher fall in love with her, but just uses it on everyone else instead on accident. I might as well just give it a try. I need to test this out. And then by the time she actually gets to a point where she can use it on the teacher, her best friend's like, what's the teacher's name again? She's like, Mr. fucking, I don't know. And she's fallen in love with every single other person except for their teacher. Fantastic. I love this shit. Asumi-chan is interested in lesbian waffles. Our final pick on this list, and one I really, really like. This might be one of my favorite manga all time. I love this one. The art is amazing. The plot is amazing. The sex is amazing. The premise is pretty obvious. So she's lesbian, right? And she had a friend that she had ages as ago. Oh, I want to find her. Then her other friend's like, hey, I think I've seen her before, and then I had sex with her. What the fuck? She's on this lesbian brothel site. Oh damn. Fuck. I see where this is going. And it's poggers. Goes where you expect it. Sex everywhere. Very reminiscent of I Won't Sleep With You For Free, but better. And the best thing I've ever read. And speaking of the best thing I've ever read, you just watched the best thing you've ever watched. I know this was very bad. I know this was very riffed. But I haven't uploaded in... Let me check quickly. 2 months. Well, technically 3. It's been 3 months since I made an actual real video. Sorry to anyone who had to watch this. I'd like to thank my friends for being there for me. I'd like to thank myself for procrastinating this. By the way, it is the 19th of April 2023 when I'm making this. This is going to be uploaded on like the 30th of April. I'm so shit. I'm such a terrible YouTuber, bro. Put in the comments, like this video if you want me to upload daily from now on. Put it in the comments if you never want me to upload again. Fucking, I don't know, subscribe if you want to kill yourself and kill me as well while you do it. Subscribe to my second channel if you want me to, if you want to see a picture of my cock and balls. Subscribe to my podcast channel if you want to meet me in real life and give me a bouquet of flowers. And subscribe to my friends' channels if you I don't know, fucking listen to Dragon Maid OSTs. That's all. Goodbye.
I'd also just like to mention in passing that the podcast is now being regularly updated again, hopefully. And we have got a big video up there right now that you can go watch if you want to. Thank you very much if you do that.